So in this we call them as, so basically Business Objects is a reporting tool. Vijay, can I ask you one thing? Can you please be on mute? And whenever you have a question, you can unmute and ask. Because I'm getting a little echo from your side.
Okay.
Yeah. Talking about this Business Objects here. Business Objects is a reporting tool which is in the suite of business in the SAP now. So previously, Business Objects was an independent product which was actually sold by the Business Objects company. So next to that, in 2008, it got taken over by SAP, and slowly it has been integrated with the SAP products now. And using the BW and Business Objects, it's been tightly integrated with the SAP side, and it is named as BI 4.0 now. Okay. Until 3.1, it was SAP BO 3.1, but coming here, SAP Business Objects BI 4.0, where it is tightly integrated with the BW part, I can say, in the BI system now. Okay. Where until 3.1, it requires an integration kit on the Business Objects Enterprise system to connect to the BW system and all. But now it is part of BI itself, so no need of separate integration. It's already integrated with the BW systems. Okay. And coming to this Business Objects reporting tool for a beginner, so Business Objects is a pure reporting solution where it has different reporting tools in its umbrella, where you have desktop intelligence, web intelligence, Excel sheets, crystal reports. So there are 4 different types of reporting tools, where the desktop intelligence has been removed from 4.0 version, so it is out of date now. So the same version, so actually that was a client-based reporting tool. Instead of modifying or creating the reports online, so it was a client-based offline reporting tool. So it was the first product of the Business Objects. Next to that, the Web Intelligence came in, where Web Intelligence was a feature of creating reports online, okay, through a browser. So next to that, so there was a conflict between the versions or the extensions of the products, the reports. So to avoid that, they have created a new tool called Web Intelligence Rich Client, which is client-based reporting tool of the same WID format, which is the report which we can create through a browser. Okay. So there are 2 different types of extensions for the reports. One is .rep for the desktop intelligence reports, and one is .wid for the web intelligence report. Okay. So to maintain a standard or a single format of reports in the Business Objects Enterprise, they just remove the desktop intelligence, and the features which you have in the desktop intelligence are added into the WebRich Rich client. Okay, almost 95% of the features are available in the WebRich Rich client, which are actually asked by the customers. Okay, so moving on. So the important reporting tool when you talk about Business Objects is Web Intelligence. So the beauty of the Web Intelligence is you can directly create the reports through a browser, sitting somewhere out of the office or at home or in office or anywhere in the world. You can directly connect to your Business Objects Enterprise system, and from there you can create the reports, you can modify the reports, you can view the existing reports and all. Okay. So next to that, so we have a universe design tool here in this, where it will facilitate you for creating the queries. Okay. It will model you, it will create a model of the database structure so that can be consumed by the end users to create reports in business terms. Because whenever somebody wants to retrieve a data from the database, they need to have SQL knowledge. Otherwise, without writing a proper SQL to pull the data, it won't be possible for them to retrieve correct information. So for any end user, if they want to pull an information from any of the databases, they need a specific language which can be understood by the database. Okay. So to overcome that SQL knowledge or any other database scriptings, or the codings we can call. So to facilitate the users and to free up with these learning languages. So Business Objects has created a universe which is called as a semantic layer in between the end user and the database, where it works as a semantic layer. It isolates the database terminologies and it will give the objects in business terms, the day-to-day using business terms of the end user. Okay. So if you even look into the databases or backend tables, the naming convention will be a little different. They'll use all the abbreviations of the tables and the whatever the terms which we use in the regular business words. So they'll use the abbreviations and they'll create the tables and columns so that they will simplify the names of the tables, or they can cut short the names so that the table names or the column names won't be very big. And if you have if you use the same business terms for creating the tables and classes, it will be a huge SQL that is going to be generated. So to avoid the SQL length, or to make the SQL length very minimum, they will use abbreviations for all the business terms. So we don't know what is the abbreviations they are using for creating the table names and column names. So as an end user doesn't want to know about anything about the database or anything about the SQL generation. What he wants, he just wants to pull the information into the report. That's it. So whatever the information he wants, he just wants to pull. So to facilitate that, so here in Business Objects we have a query panel where the objects which are created in the universe can be consumed here, and they can just drag and drop the objects and they can generate the SQL using a GUI tool which is called a query panel. Okay. So this is very simple. Business Objects purely works on the GUI based. It's a purely GUI based tool. The end user does not need any the writing knowledge of any SQL or any code. Using just drag and drop or using these GUI tools, you can create the reports. Okay, just a little understanding about the SQL generation is enough when you talk about the relational databases. And so if you come to this BW part, yes, a little much of the backend storage, how you store the objects and all, a little background information about the database is required. So using Business Objects here, so if I show you the installation of the Business Objects, so this is the installation here, sorry. This is the installation here, SAP Business Objects BI Platform 4.0. I'll just close this. Where you have server components and client components here. So if you talk about the platform, these are the server components where you have CMC, BI Launchpad, and Lifecycle Manager, where these three have different. So this BI platform, Java Launchpad, BI Launchpad is the portal from where you can access the content on the machine, on the enterprise, the reports which you have created or somebody else created, which are shared to you or shared to the public users in the Business Objects, can be seen from this BI Launchpad. So this is nothing but a prototype of thing, or you can treat this as a personal area of your personal area to access the content from the repository. So if you just look into the documents, you will see the public folders, and from there you will see all the reports which are created by the users. Okay. So here in a real-time organizations, we will create a folder for each department or a process area or a functional area, whatever you call. So for each and every department, we will create a folder and we will place all the reports related to them in a single folder. So likewise, we will categorize and organize the reports in this BI Launchpad. Okay. So from here, we will create web intelligence, we will access the web intelligence reports, and we will modify the reports and whatnot. So we can do anything from this BI Launchpad. So this needs and just URL to connect to your Business Object system. That's it. So no need of installation, no need of any settings that you have to make. So whenever you use this BI Launchpad, everything will be processed from the server. Okay. So using an Internet Explorer or any browser, you can just connect your machine. I'm using the local machine here as a server. So if you have any server placed on the using a public IPS, you can use the IP and you can connect to the system directly. Okay. So next to that, we have different modules here. One is CMC, where it is used for creating the users and maintaining the servers here. So this is called Central Management Console. And next to that, we have client tools, where, so in this part of our course, we'll be discussing about the universe design tool, which is used for creating the universes. So there are two different tools here. One is universe design tool and information design tool. So these actually are used for creating the universes. So until XI 3.1, universe design tool was only the tool for creating the universes. But coming to 4.0, we have a new tool here called information design tool, which contains a reusable information. So it is more flexible, I can say, in terms of a BO developer. Okay. But if you just look into the look and feel and the features, yes, this is a new tool and it needs a lot of understanding. Okay. So this is used for creating universes on a database or any data warehousing system or a business warehouse system. And after creating a universe, you have to go with the reporting solutions, the user modules we call it as. We have Web Rich Client. I'll show you a look of this. So this is the initial, the first way of the Web Rich Client, where you can see the recently used universes, Excel, Breaks, queries, analysis, and the recently created documents. So using this, you can directly use any of the source for creating the universes. So you have to log into the system. So these are the available universes for the user. So I'll just use a universe here. So I just wanted to show you the other way. So I'm coming from the front-end tool first of all. So this is how we can use the classes and objects. So these are the actual objects that you will create in Universe Designer. So I'll take the revenue. So these are nothing but in your business terms, these are characteristics and this is a key figure. So when you run a query on this, so this is the output of the data, where if you look at this query panel, so this will be your BEX designer. Okay. So when you run this, it will show you the report in the screen itself, which is called the Web Intelligence report here, where you can treat this as a BEX analyzer. So the BEX analyzer will be only Excel in the BW part, but coming here, so you can have Web Intelligence or Rich Client, Web Intelligence or anything. You can have a good look and feel when compared with the other reporting tools, I can say. And you can do lot many modifications and you can add lot many features to this report. So this is what we can create a report out of a universe, and you can see you can fill if you want some more objects to add to this report. Yes, you can. Service line and service. Run a query. Add those objects to your report. Okay, you will see the data. Okay, you can use sections and you can break the tables into different sections. Yes, you can have multiple sections in each section, so that you can very well look into the data and it will be ease of understanding and analyzing the data. So if you want to make charts out of this, yes, you can. You can copy paste the blocks here and you can just turn them into charts. Okay. For each and every block, you can see the table data as well as the charts. Okay. You can do lot many things in this web intelligence. You can save the report individually for your use, or you can send it on the server machine so that everyone can use the system. Everyone can see this. So in this public folders, whenever you save here, so this will be visible to everyone. So this is how we can use Web Intelligence or Web Rich Client. Okay. So from BI Launchpad as well, you can use the same Web Intelligence reporting panel. So this will be launched online. So it will be used through a browser. So the processing of the data and everything will be done on the server machine itself. Okay. So before it launches, I'll take you to the client tools here. So we have information design tool and universe design tool that I'll show you now. So this is the front-end tools. These are the front-end tools that we can use Web Intelligence, Web Rich Client, and we have a dashboard designer as well. We'll discuss about that. So here you'll see the same look and feel of the Web Intelligence through a browser. You can select a source, click on OK, and the same query panel will come. So you have to select the universe, yes. Yeah. This is what we have created a report using an online browser. Okay. So next to that we have universe design tool. I'll show you how this works. So you have to create a model, or you can say we can call it as semantic layer. Sorry?
Yeah, so one second. Hello?
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, right now you are showing me the web intelligence, right?
Yes.
Webby tool. Before that you showed me the same report. What is that? Which client?
Yeah, it's a Web Rich Client, which is a client-based reporting tool.
Okay.
So which needs an installation on your machine.
Okay.
So this is through a browser.
Okay. Okay, fine.
Yeah. So if you see here, this is a browser actually. Using an Internet Explorer, I have launched the Web Intelligence reporting tool and created it. So moving on, so this is universe design tool where let's open an existing universe and I'll show you how it works. So this is the structure of the backend database, and using this structure, establishing the joins and doing some tweakings here, will create classes and objects. So which are created based on this universe, and this will be useful in writing the queries. So these objects will hold select class and where class of the objects. So where you will see select classes. So whenever you use these objects in the query panel automatically generates this SQL using these references. Okay, or you can say these objects, where these objects are nothing but references to the tables and columns. So this is my table and this is the column. So these will be the references to the columns of the tables here, which are available in this universe structure. Okay, so these are nothing but the metadata of the backend database. We are not going to import the tables along with the data. So this is only a structure here, which is a metadata of the backend database. Okay, which is simple a structure view. That's it. We are not going to hold any information in the universe. So universe is only used to generate the SQL. Okay. To generate that SQL, we have some references here. That's it. So in the real time, in the business objects projects, so the most of the time will be consumed for creating the universes first of all. So how the universes are created? So these will be created based on the requirements from the customer. So first of all, we need to understand the exact requirement from the end user, what he wants and what are the different reports he wants to see on the database. So based on that information, we have to go with dividing the data into different modules wherever you want to, like if you want to consume the information from one department or from different departments based on that. And you have to cross check with the backend database what is the data available, and based on that you have to create a conceptual design of the universe and the reports. So yeah, using these columns, using these objects, using these tables, we can create this report. So that way we have to come to a conclusion with the conceptual design, and then we'll go with the physical design of the universe and the reports. Okay. And talking about the next version of this universe creation tool, which is called the IDT. So where IDT will have a different look and feel. So this is a Eclipse based tool here. So this is the look of this tool here, where you will have your local projects. So whichever you create will be treated as projects here. In each project you will have different resources. So this is a connection, this is a data foundation, and this is a business layer. So all the structure that you have seen in the universe design tool, the universe, will be the part of the DFX here. And the objects that you have seen, the classes and objects, will be the part of the business layer here. Okay. And the connection will become a different resource. So all these resources are independent, and these can be reused in different projects. Okay. Whereas the universe which you create in the universe design tool will be specific to a requirement. Okay. So there are very limited features using this, but this is mostly widely used concept as of now. So next to that, some advanced features, how to reuse the same concept and how to give a solution using the same universes is part of the information design tool. Okay. So where these are your local projects, you can work on offline, and you can connect to a repository using this. Okay. So this is the first look of the information design tool. We'll discuss about this in detail. So moving on. So coming to the content of our course today, here we go. So we will discuss about the universe design tool and the basics of that, understanding how universes allow users to query databases using their everyday business terms, and how to creating the connections to the database. So part of this course will create a connection to the course database. We have a sample database. So creating a universe, populating the universe structure, defining joins in the universe, understanding and creating classes and objects, understanding measure objects, working with list of values, creating a cascading list of values, resolving loops, aliases. So if at all you come across loops, so how to resolve them using aliases, context, and shortcut joins, all those will be discussed in this universe design tool. So these are all the different topics that we are going to discuss about universes. And next to that, we have some additional information about that. So advanced topics are there: how to use aggregate awareness, different database functions, complex predefined conditions, how to maintain the user security in CMS, and all will be discussed as a part of UDT. And next to that, coming to IDT, the same universe building concept will be discussed, how the same universe can be created in IDT. So the differences, the enhancements will be discussed here, and how to use the information design tool for existing universes also we can discuss here. And next to that, we'll discuss about the web intelligence, the basics. So accessing information with web intelligence, understanding web network functionalities. Okay, we'll discuss about the reporting part and how to create queries, modifying a document query, working with query properties, restricting data, and the query filters. So how to play with the data and how to play with the tools. So that is what we are going to discuss here. And next to that, we have some advanced topics again, using combined queries, subqueries, and all. So next to that, we have interactive analysis desktop, which is called the Web Intelligence Rich Client. So the naming is different compared to HI 3.1 and 4.0. So the Web Intelligence is called interactive analysis in BA 4.0, and the Rich Client is called interactive analysis desktop. Okay, and the InfoView we call it as in 3.1, then that is called as BA Launchpad in 4.0. There is a little change in the terminology. We will discuss about the desktop tool, which is called the Web Rich Client, and next to that we'll discuss about the Vivo architecture. and little part of PO administration that depends on the user requirement. If at all you need some information about the PO administration, how to create users, how to create groups, how to maintain the content in the CMS and all, then we will discuss about that here. Next to that we have Lifecycle Manager or Import Wizard, where we will use these tools to migrate the content from one environment to other environment. This is purely based on the user acceptance and user requirement. The administration and migration part will be discussed. And next to that we have a dashboard design tool, which is called as Excel CS 3.1. So how to create a model, adding interactivity to a model, creating a connected model. So we'll discuss about different types of connectivities to the dashboard as well as different features in it. Okay. So next to that we will discuss about the live office reporting, where you can use live office as an add-on tool to the business objects, where you can consume the content which you have created in web intelligence, in dashboards, in the user modules. Wherever you create the content from the business objects enterprise, the same content can be consumed through your MS Office tools. Okay, so you can use a query to, you can use a universe to query the database, and you can pull the information, you can see the information in your Excel or MS Word. So how to connect from your Microsoft Office tools and consume the data from the enterprise database. So that will be discussed in the live office reporting. So if you bifurcate the classes on all these topics, you have universe design tool, which covers most of the universe designing concepts in 8 classes. Next to that, we'll discuss about the information design tool, the concepts as well as the new enhancements and the modifications that this tool has in 2 different sessions. And we have Web Rich Client. We'll discuss about the entire reporting features here. And next to that, the enhancements that we have in BA 4.0. Next to that, we have InfoView. There is nothing but BA Launchpad. CMS and Import Wizard, which is administration and migration, will be dealt in 1 hour. And next to the Excel CS, which is called as dashboard design in BA 4.0, we'll be having 6 sessions on that. Next to that, Quaz and Live Office. So 1 session, totally 30 hours of session. Okay. So we'll discuss about each and every tool here in detail, and coming to the course content, how we will maintain. So here we have different presentations for each module here. Okay, for the designer module we have. So this is the content here. What is the universe? So what is the structure of this, and how a typical universe layout? What is a class? What are objects? And then 5 stages in universe development process. Okay, and the actual universe creation process. So how to create a universe, how to set up the parameters, what is the connection to the backend database, what are the different types of connections that we use, and how to create a connection, and set up in the parameters, and how to save a universe. And next to that, actual creation process, the physical creation. So how to add tables to an existing universe or a new universe, and how to customize the table insertion, creating classes, creating objects. And next to that, if you come across any situation where you have to, so after creating class and objects, we will discuss about the different types of joins that we use, what are joins and how they are used. Okay, how to create and delete joins. And we'll have a little hands-on workshop on this. So we'll give you some we'll give you this document. You have to follow this, and you have to practice on the user module. So we have some exercises on this, and next to that we have topics called restricting the data. So how we can use different types of restrictions in the universes. Okay. Conditional objects, direct prompts, everything we'll discuss on that, and we'll have a little exercises, and we'll discuss about list of values. So like this, we have a presentation already prepared with the content, and we'll follow this, and we will continue learning the universe designer using this. Okay. So linking of universe is the last concept here. So this contains 1 or 6 slides. So this will be discussed as a part of universe designer course, and in a similar manner we have another for the web intelligence as well. Okay, introduction to web intelligence using web intelligence, Web and SAP, web intelligence components, info view, the architecture of the business objects. So we'll be getting started. Info view start page, accessing documents, creating web documents, reporting panels. So document creation process. So everything will be discussed in detail. So how to create sections, working with reports and charts. So we'll have some exercises to do in the same manner. So we'll continue with all this web intelligence part, and along with that we have a similar presentation for the Excel CS as well. So Excel CS essentials, where introduction to that, designing it, then we will go with a practical session here. So basic training on the Excel CS as well as we'll go with a practice as well. So how to use the control theory, adding depth and using the refresh rinse and repeat about the dashboards and all. So we'll have a little type of what you call sample dashboard creation in this, and we will learn about the dashboard designer too. Okay. So this is the approach that we are actually following in our daily sessions.